So some of you have asked me recently, well, how do I know whether or not the guy that I am hiring to manage my money is fully licensed? Well, here's how you can find out. I haven't been on the bank's website for some time, but here we go. So let's look up a financial advisor from RBC and also CIBC. Okay, find an advisor. There we go. Investment counselor, investment advisor, private banker. Wow. Okay. I assume that the banks who hire people are usually usually a very vigorous process, and that they will make sure that these people are fully licensed. Okay, so Yorkville branch, let's see. Oh, vice president. Wow. Okay, so we got this guy. His name is Robert Bales, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So in Canada, generally, financial advisors usually have an investment license, and also some of them would have an insurance license, depending on whether or not the company that they deal with have insurance products or not. So in this case, RBC actually has a separate division called RBC Insurance. However, RBC Wealth Management does provide insurance services. I'm assuming because some of the advisors that I have dealt with in the past do have insurance licenses. Okay, so let's actually go to the Ontario Securities Commission, osc.gov.on.ca. So how you would actually look up whether or not the person is licensed is you go to the investor tab and you go to check before you invest. I love how it's actually very easy to understand. Okay, the OSC has made effort to allow investors to understand more about what they're getting themselves into. Okay, use the Canadian Securities Administrators National Registration to search whether or not the person that you're doing business with is licensed to do so. Okay, so it will actually direct you to the Canadian Securities Administrators. And so it, regardless whether or not you're in BC, Manitoba, or other regions in Canada, this is the website that your provincial regulator would direct you to. The reason why I use the Ontario Securities Commission is because when you apply for the license, you actually deal with them, and they usually have a registrant directory that you can look up people who are licensed. But right now, they actually are directing you to the Canadian Securities Administrators. But sometimes I feel like if I send this website to my clients, it doesn't look as legitimate as the gov.on.ca website. But this is a federal website. So you would, I don't know why this is blocking me, so let me refresh. So you would actually go and search the individual next and type in the name, and you will be able to see Robert. And Robert Samuel Bales, yeah, RBC Dominion Securities. And you can also see where his office is, 2nd Bloor Street East, which is the same as the office address. And you can also see how long he's been licensed for. Ooh, he's actually licensed in Alberta, British Columbia, Ontario, and Quebec. And each province, you can actually see, okay, what he's licensed to do. Okay. And it's interesting, it doesn't actually say which year, but my own license actually tells you that I've been licensed since 2010, 2011, so on and so forth. Okay. And this is the license to deal with investments. Okay. Dealing representative. If he's a branch manager, it would actually say branch manager here, but regardless whether or not he's the branch manager, he can manage your investments. And what kind of investment he can manage, it depends on the investment dealer. Okay, I remember mine would actually say mutual funds dealing representative. Okay, so maybe his investment license is more general and there's no terms and conditions. And terms and conditions means that this person did something wrong and that he's restricted from dealing with certain type of investment for how many years. So if you see that your guy actually has some terms and condition, you want to be careful. And it's very interesting because on this website, there's also a list of people or disciplines that they have sanctioned against its members. Okay, so if you're actually you did something wrong, and you can actually search that or if the investment dealer or the dealing representative did something wrong, you can actually search it up and see exactly what happened to them, what's the investigation, how much fine they pay, and whether or not they are able to work again in this industry. Everything is public. And so this is the investment side. They're able to deal with insurance. Then you will actually go to your provincial insurance regulator. So in Ontario, it is the Financial Services Commission of Ontario. So I'll click English. So the Financial Services Commission of Ontario actually regulates insurance and loans. But for insurance, I would actually go to insurance. Under insurance, I would just click on for consumers. Okay, they are actually being replaced by the FSRA. I don't know why they're changing the name of the regulatory body, or that they are transferring all these regulatory powers to another organization that is also within the government. But I am thinking that this website will be soon directing you to the new regulatory body's website. I don't know why, but that's just how they're doing it in Ontario, at least. Okay, so I'm licensed in Saskatchewan. So Saskatchewan is actually the SK Council. It's a Saskatchewan Insurance Council, or the Saskatchewan Council of Insurance. So for Ontario, it's the Financial Services Commission of Ontario. Okay, we used to call it fiscal. I guess we have to call them FSRA right now. Okay, FSRA maybe. Okay, so you click on the left side, which says Licensed Representative Listings. Click on Agent. Okay, attention, they're transferring the entire regulatory body to another name and hire the same people to do the same jobs. I don't know. Okay, and then you search last name of the person. Hey, guess what? Robert is actually licensed to deal with insurance matters and to advise you on insurance matters. And he's licensed since 2011 because the first two letters actually indicates the year of your registration. Okay, so let's go to CIBC and check them out. My experience is that most of the guys in TD, they don't deal with insurance because TD has an insurance division, but RBC also has an insurance division, but somehow a lot of the advisors actually have both licenses. So it's interesting to point out. And no, you cannot register your insurance license unless your company actually offer insurance or it's licensed to sell insurance. So it's interesting. So let's go to investments here. Okay, how do I look for an advisor? Explore investment. It's been a while. Okay, I don't want to set a goal. I just want to look for advice from someone. Investment calculator. I don't want to calculate. I want to ask or meet with someone. Yes. Find a branch. I don't want to find a branch. I want to find someone. So here's an interesting thing. Under CIBC, there are actually different companies, okay, that provide premium investment services. So in RBC, it's called RBC Dominion Securities. Under CIBC, it's actually called Imperial Services Wood Gundy or Private Wealth Management. These are actually different companies. So Wood Gundy is the one that I hear about the most. So let's go to Wood Gundy. So the website is actually woodgundy.cibc.com. There we go. So I want to look for someone. Financial planning. Okay. Family matters. I just want to look for someone based on where I am. Contact us. Okay. I want to contact one of you. Oh, find an advisor. There we go. Okay. Find an advisor. I remember this website. Okay. So let's put Toronto, which is where I am right now. And I want to look for a guy who speaks Hindi, for example. Okay. Bay Street branch. Okay. So it's very interesting. You can actually see someone who speaks Arabic, French, Hindi. I think it's this guy. His name is Arvind Mehra, for example. And they have their own personal website. Very, very cool. Okay. So Mr. Mehra here, if you click contact us, you can actually see pictures of these people. I'm guessing. No, there used to be pictures here. I remember looking him up one time. Okay, so Arvind Mehra, okay, vice president, portfolio manager. I'm assuming they're related. That's good. Okay, so if I search this last name Mehra here at the Canadian Securities Administrator, I should be able to actually see Arvind here. And Ankit is here. Hey, that's good. So family business. This Avinash is actually Mr. Mehra here, as you see. He's licensed. Also in many provinces. I guess they're really expanding the business. So in this case, you can actually see that he's been licensed since September 2009. And thank God there's no terms and conditions. Okay. So I guess right now the advisors are actually going out of the provinces because I'm assuming that they're meeting clients on the phone and they can actually use different technologies to sign documents. So it's pretty easy to do business across Canada. And he's licensed with CIBC World Markets. Okay, that's the company that he's licensed with. Phone number and also office address. Now, is he licensed to give you advice on insurance or to sell you insurance? And if we search the last name, you can see Avinash is right here. Okay, so Mr. Mehra is licensed to give you advice on insurance matters. Okay, if you're buying a loan from someone, you can actually also look up the license for loans right underneath mortgage brokering, and you can actually click for consumers. I think they also regulate auto insurance licenses as well. So if a guy says that, oh, I want to sell you car insurance, you can actually look them up as well. They're all under the umbrella of regulation of the Financial Services Commission of Ontario. Okay, this is how you find out whether or not your guy is licensed to give you advice in Canada.